We are outside checking out the work on the deck. I'm not a handyman anymore. I didn't do this. We have a contractor doing it for us. So they got up the rails. We might not get much further than this because of the fact that we don't have the poles for the banister yet. But this part's done. It was up all week without any handrails. Right now these kids are like trying to figure out if they like it or not. Do you like it? There's all the old stuff. Some more old stuff. And leftover wood. And there's a big pile of old stuff. It's all got to go to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. Okay, so I won't bore you with any more of my singing. I just wanted to make a short video and talk about two things real quick. Number one, Tik Tok. Does the president have the authority to ban it? I listened to a couple of YouTube channels that got their start as TikTok channels. Because they're not political channels, they don't talk about Trump and TikTok. I don't know. I personally think that he's just being petty, trying to say that he's going to ban TikTok. But TikTok took him serious, and so now next week they're going to file in court. And then it's going to be one more thing that Trump says he's going to do, or that Trump threatens to do, that goes to the courts to decide. Trump's record in court hasn't been very good, so it'll be interesting to see. I don't think he's going to succeed with trying to ban TikTok either. But I'm sure some people are applauding him. Some people are applauding him for doing the right thing. I find it funny that when Trump does things that limits free speech, or when the Republicans do things that limit free speech, then Republicans clap and cheer. And yet they turn right around and talk about cancel culture and blame the left for cancel culture and trying to silence the voice of the right. Well, Trump just displayed the biggest case of cancel culture in a year, or better. I mean, even when the left doesn't like an idea and they talk bad about it and they try to embarrass the people on the other side with the silliness that they say, you can't point to a president on any party, in any party, before Trump threatening to cancel a social media platform because he doesn't like them. Now, he may be right about the security issue. I don't know. I don't use TikTok. I haven't studied it. And if there's a security issue, then it needs to be addressed. But that ain't the reason they're trying to ban it. I don't see how somebody using TikTok on their phone is a national security threat. I can see how it's a threat to somebody's finances. If TikTok can access your bank account, and if TikTok can access all your friends' list on all your other social media apps, that's a personal security issue. And if that exists, then yes, they definitely should be working to fix it. But I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is that TikTok users have made Trump and his campaign look silly more than once. Anyway, that's just my opinion, publicly expressed. The next thing that I want to talk about real fast is Trump and his crazy accusations that the Democrats are cheating and trying to steal the election. It's another case of the crook calling the cops the bad guys. I'm not saying that the Democrats in this case are necessarily the cops, but Trump is definitely the bad guy. He's the one making all these unfounded accusations about voting by mail. He's the one making all these nonsensical accusations about Democrats trying to rig the system. I'm not saying the Democrats aren't capable of doing some nefarious shit, because they have in the past. The Democrats ain't perfect. And I think the difference between most Democrats and most Republicans is the blind allegiance that these Republicans who still cling to Trump have for everything their dear leader says. For those of you that aren't familiar with Democratic politics, because all you know about is what you hear on Fox News and what you hear from the mouth of the Bobo in charge, the Bobo in chief, Democrats have done some nefarious things. They have. But it's on a small level. It's a state level. New York, Chicago, yeah, there's some very corrupt politicians, some very corrupt political machines in those states that have been busted and have been aired out to the public. Right now, though, there is not a cohesive element in the Democratic Party that is capable of pulling off a nationwide scam and affecting the national election. I'm not saying there might not be some dirty Democrats somewhere who do some small scale stuff. But if you look at what's going on right now, when it comes to corruption in politics, Republicans are ahead of the Democrats in all the news stories I've found, and I've researched it pretty thoroughly. I'm going to go through them all here later this week. 2-1. 2-1. And when it comes to suppressing the vote, and when it comes to doing fraudulent election stuff, it's 100% Republican. Everything in the last 4 or 5 years has been, except for the case of an individual here or there, it has been the Republicans who've gotten charged and found guilty of voter fraud. Now, the articles I found, the incidents I found on Democrat corruption, has all been about donations, money, or using money for personal stuff. And that's where we're about half and half. The corruption cases that I've been finding, it's about half and half. Democrats doing illegal donations, Democrats using campaign money for personal stuff, Republicans doing dirty campaign donations, Republicans using campaign money for personal stuff. But for the voter fraud, every single case I found has been Republicans. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.